Doll Brown's legacy. The beautiful game of football has become very ugly lately. There's been a sharp rise in the number of racist incidents, and despite severe condemnation from the clubs and players alike, it shows no signs of subsiding. Social media platforms have become the most common medium for hate and discrimination. Or just like anti-racism organization Kick It Out had once called it, a regular vessel for toxic abuse. Welcome to the Doll Brown's legacy, and today we'll be talking about football players who face racism. Has the practice of taking the knee lost its steam? Clubs in Scotland certainly felt so after the racial abuse of Glenn Kamara. Slavia Praha's Ondrej Kudela abused the Rangers midfielder during the Europa League match. This prompted many Scottish clubs to stop kneeling before a match. Samuel Eto'o is regarded as one of the greatest African players to grace the world of football. Despite the fact that he's the only footballer to have won back-to-back European trebles with Barcelona and Inter in 2010, his star-studded career did not make him immune to racism. The Cameroon star had to leave pitch in an act of defiance for Barcelona after being abused by a small number of Real Zaragoza fans. Often called football's nice guy, fans didn't spare Heung-min Son after Tottenham Hotspur's 2021 defeat at the hands of Manchester United, as the Korean international was subjected to racial abuse. The club responded by putting out a scathing tweet strongly condemning the incident, whilst also standing in solidarity with the winger. Later, even a Twitter spokesperson came out denouncing the rise of online hate and vowed to introduce stricter measures to combat the same. Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka were abused racially after England lost the Euro final against Italy. Harassment and racist comments began to flood the social media accounts of the three players as soon as the game was over. A mural in the city of Manchester, England, depicting Rashford celebrating his charitable work was defaced in a way police have called racially aggravated. Sometimes a firestorm of controversy can happen without anyone uttering a word. In 2007, Olympique Lyonnais striker Milan Baros was accused of racial abuse towards Cameroonian international Stéphane Mbia during a match against Stade Rennais. Footage emerged on French television of Baros pinching his nose and waving his hand away at Mbia, a gesture the player took to mean Baros was implying he had a bad odor and that the gesture was racially motivated. Although Baros admitted to the gesture and said he regretted it, he denied that it had racial overtones. Manchester United's 2-1 loss to bottom side Sheffield United was one of the biggest upsets of the 2021 season. In fact, the fans were so upset that it sent many of them into an invective-laden tirade. Some even went as further as sending offensive messages to Anthony Martial and Axel Tuanzebe. Like many players on this list, the duo received monkey emojis on their Instagram post after the game. United, disgusted by the incident, reiterated their stance against racism and commitment to fight against it through their All Red, All Equal initiative. However, it fell on deaf ears, with another Red Devil getting racially abused just days later. El Clasico is one of the sporting world's most heated and bitter rivalries, and in the thick of the tension, tempers flare and controversial things are sometimes said and done. When Barcelona and Real Madrid met in the Champions League semi-finals late last season, the bad blood between these feuding La Liga sides was at an all-time high. Following the match, Real Madrid released a video on the club television channel showing evidence of what appeared to be Barcelona's Sergio Busquets shouting "Mono, mono," Spanish for monkey, at Real Madrid's Marcelo. Busquets was to face a 5-match ban if found guilty, but UEFA cleared him of the charges and he was allowed to play in the Champions League final for Barcelona. Busquets' actions were just one of a number of reasons both sides filed complaints in the wake of the match. Real Madrid attempted to appeal Pepe's disputed red card and the sending off of Thiago Motta, while Barcelona filed over Jose Mourinho's heated post-match comments, all of which were rejected by UEFA. If anything, the Busquets incident and the others of this match only served to galvanize what is already one of football's bitterest rivalries. Yes, I'm sure you did not expect him to be here, did you? The most amount of impuniment is often reserved for the best players. Just ask Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He's not only derided for his Kremlin-sized ego, but a few months ago the Swedish ace was at the receiving end of some ethnically offensive slurs during a match. Ibrahimovic, who has Bosnian roots, faced racism while AC Milan played Serbian outfit Red Star Belgrade in February 2021. UEFA later fined the club €30,000. They also ordered them to play the next 2 home games behind closed doors. Tottenham centre-back Davinson Sanchez was at the receiving end of some inappropriate messages in 2021. After the draw to struggling Newcastle United, in which he played entirely, the 24-year-old found some racist comments in response to his Instagram story. Displaying the message, which had monkey emojis, Sanchez published a post on the platform with the caption, "Nothing changes." And despite severe disapproval by Spurs of this disgraceful act, it didn't take long for another one of their players to get racially abused. Arsenal star striker Ian Wright and Manchester United star keeper Peter Schmeichel were pitted against each other in one of English football's most contentious and memorable feuds. It came to a rather serious head in February 1997 when Wright accused Schmeichel of making racist remarks at him during a rather heated match. And the FA investigation went back several months further, when Schmeichel was accused of referring to Wright as a black bastard during a November 1996 match. Although Schmeichel could have faced criminal charges had he been found guilty, the FA was unable to find any evidence against Schmeichel and the charges were later dropped. Since then, Schmeichel and Wright have had a more amicable relationship, even appearing together to represent Team Europe in the All-Star Cup Celebrity Golf Tournament in 2005. And on that note, it's time for us to call it a day, but we do hope that you liked the video and found it informative. Subscribe to the Doll Browns Legacy and don't forget to click the bell icon. Your valuable suggestions are very important to us, so do post them in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video.